How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac, and I'm here, back in my house. I've been here for a couple days now. I think like 6 days. I think actually, last time I recorded was the last day I was on vacation. So I've been here for almost a week, and I haven't been recording. I apologize for that. I've just been busy dealing with some stuff, some personal stuff as well. A lot going on in life right now, but I haven't been able to upload because of that. And I don't want to make like dramatize it, or I think that's the word. Like I'm doing fine. It's just I've been busy, basically. But I just finished watching The Boys season 3, and I'm gonna talk about it soon. But I haven't uploaded in 5 days again. I'm sorry about that. So I'm trying to start back up that chain going around again. Having this uploaded. But if I'm not, if the uploads are gonna or if the uploads are sporadic, is what I'm trying to say, then it's because it again, it's just really busy in my life right now. So I apologize for that in the future. But here's a video today, or well, I'm pre-recording this. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow, as in when you guys are watching this. But I know I'm rambling, but I just want to explain that for sure. So I watched The Boys season 3. I'm finally caught up to the show, and if I had to give this season a rating, it would be an 8.5. I feel like this season for sure was good. It had amazing parts, but in my opinion, it was like some parts I didn't enjoy as much as, let's say, the first or second season. I felt like the beginning couple episodes just weren't doing it for me. Like I wasn't really as invested as I was when I was watching season 1 and season 2. And it does that doesn't mean that I'm not invested. This this season was great. By far, like compared to other shows, it's amazing. So I don't want to downplay it like this wasn't a good season, because all seasons so far have hit after hit after hit. It's like comparing like Tyler the Creator's 3 album run with Flower Boy, Igor, and then Call Me If You Get Lost. Like you may think some albums are better than the others, but at the end of the day, they were all good. That's how I feel about The Boys right now. Like all 3 seasons so far have been smash hits, and I really love them. It's just this one for me was like, oh okay, this one, it was, it got really good, but some parts to me just weren't that good. So it was definitely more like in the beginning half of the season, for sure. So, and also I was traveling as well, so I didn't get to watch it in bulk and just enjoy it. But I did finish it altogether. I finished it today, as in like the 5th of December, I think, when I'm recording this. So that is done, and that would be my rating, 8.5 without spoilers. So if you don't want to hear the spoilers coming up, then I suggest leaving now. Thank you for watching. But if you do, then by all means, you're welcome to stay. So this season, it's hard for me to remember because of the fact that it was split in between, but it does take place a year after season 2, after all the Stormfront stuff and just seeing everything that went down because of it. So Homelander is basically back in the tower. Starlight is still there, forced to be there. Basically, Maeve is there. The Deep got back into the what's it called, Vought. What's his name? A Train as well. He's back. Noir is still there, and Stormfront is gone. So Translucent, Stormfront gone. So now it's just basically working with that, while Huey's over here working with one of the presidential candidates. I forgot her name. I think Singer. I think that's her. I don't know, but he's working there at a that thing with Congress or whatever, and the boys are all doing their own thing. And then throughout this season, we just basically see Huey and Butcher struggle with drug addiction. We see Starlight trying to help Huey out. We see Frenchie and Kimiko trying to get away from Butcher because they want to live their own life. We see or M basically struggle with what he's doing, what Butcher's doing, and his family. And it's just really interesting. Every character in The Boys, like, well, excuse me, let me be more general or less general. Every person in The Boys, as in the group, got characterization this season, and that is great. Because in the first 2 seasons, it felt like that wasn't really happening for every character. There was favoritism for sure in what characters got the characterization, which was, like I didn't mind it because the characterization was good, but it was just like it didn't feel like every character got their fair share. But in this season, for sure, every character got their fair share. Frenchie and Kimiko got equal amounts. Kimiko, well, they didn't get equal amounts, but Kimiko definitely got enough to be like, all right, this is good because Frenchie got a lot of characterization this season. Kimiko didn't get as much as season two, but it doesn't matter because it was good enough anyways. Since Frenchie and Kimiko are basically like they're together now. Their characterization or not coincides, but like it runs concurrently. They get the same characterization together, which is fire, you know? The same way that Huey and Annie do it, you know? So they got it. MM got a lot of characterization because of the main guy in question here, Soldier Boy being introduced into the show. You have Butcher getting a lot of it, not as much as season two, but he got a lot. Like he definitely got a lot. It was because of his own actions in episode seven. I think that was the episode. A lot of stuff happened in episode seven. That was really one of the best ones in the season, and honestly in the show. It was really good. And then you have what's his name, Huey as well. With that, Huey didn't get a lot, but he did get an important amount. So it's like you can't sleep on him either. The boys got a lot of characterization. I definitely want to point that out for sure. But then you also got Homelander. Homelander, what's his name? A Train. Maeve a little bit, not as much as the last season, but definitely more like to the later end of the season. Like Mate or not Maeve, Homelander and A Train got a lot, yo. Like actually a lot, and Noir as well. Like they really just got so much. A Train especially, like he's trying to help. He's trying to be a better person, and you could even see it in what was it? I think episode six with the hero gasm, I think, where he apologized to Huey. He obviously like he didn't deliberately do it. He didn't go up to him after he saw him. And he was like, "Yo, I'm sorry." Huey forced him to apologize, but he actually did it. Compared to season one Atron, who would have never done that, never would have done that, which is crazy. So seeing that is just like, yo, that's wild. The Deep didn't get any because, to be honest with you, he's been the same. He's just always been licking Homelander's boots from the very beginning, and he's probably gonna keep doing that, which sucks because it's that perpetual cycle of the Deep can strive for more, and he has some good intentions with the sea life, but he's always going to be licking Homelander's boots, which is just like, dang, bro, that sucks, you know? You could be more, but you're not striving to be more because you're scared of him, and that makes sense because he's Homelander. Like, it's rough. He has a rough situation going on. Even though he was pretty messed up in the first season, like really bad, living a hedonistic life if it wasn't for Homelander keeping him in check. It's just like it's crazy. And then you have Homelander himself where he's just like it's going down bad for him, bro. Like I'm actually start feeling bad for him sometimes because he just wants a family. He definitely just wants a family because he never had one growing up. And it shows when Soldier Boy's there, and just in general with the seven, where one by one he's losing everybody. Like, what's his name? Learning about A Train and Deep, just realizing like, yeah, these guys are not your friends, not at all. They fear you. They don't respect you, nor love you. Maeve never loved you. Um, Starlight will never loved you, even though you tried to force that. And then you have, what's this dude's name? Noir, which is the saddest by far. But yeah, Homelander, his stuff going on. It's rough to see sometimes, even though he's still the same old person. He's definitely going through it, which is interesting to see that they're characterizing him, which is just weird but good because he's not just some crazy bad guy. He does have emotions. He's human at the end of the day. It's just how he deals with it, which is interesting, you know. It's definitely interesting. Again, A-Train though, his stuff was really cool. I definitely like that scene in episode six. I think it was Hero Gasm, where we see him kill Blue Hawk, which is crazy. That scene and that CGI is just like I don't understand how the people that make this show just get that CGI. It's insane. It's generally insane how they do it. But that scene was really good. It just shows how he he did that on a whim. He genuinely did that on a whim. If Blue Hawk didn't say the stuff that he did, he wouldn't have done it. Or at the very least, he probably wouldn't have killed him that way. But like, jeez, bro. That man was ready to die to kill Blue Hawk. Insane. Generally insane. But you have Ashley over there back in Vought. I don't like her. I think that's the point. But I one thing's for certain. It's kind of like the Skylar situation where people didn't like Skylar. Like, I I don't think you should harass the actor because I know I definitely mixed that line. I didn't harass anybody, by the way, right? It's just I started to find myself not even liking the actor because of that. But no, they're playing a role. You know, at the end of the day, this is fiction. Like, she her character isn't likable. You shouldn't like her character, and if you do, that's fine. I don't know. Whatever you like, you like. But the actor is a completely different person. You know, it's the same way that Homelander and Anthony Starr are completely different people. You know, and I definitely should remember that for sure because man, I do not like Ashley. I think she's so annoying. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. Ashley and the boys is wow. I don't wow, crazy. I remember the days with Mallory, or not Mallory, Madeline. There you go, Madeline in season one. Those were different times. Not better times, but those were different times. It's crazy. But just each or not each well yeah each episode of Jit was so crazy and interesting, honestly. But in the beginning, for sure, it wasn't like that for me. Just seeing in the first couple episodes how Huey and what was his name, Billy, were just going around shooting up, and just seeing how that affected them is like, wow, okay. And then seeing how he treated Ryan as well, going to Russia, all that stuff happening, that was interesting. But overall, it was just like meh. All right. But then you have the second half of the season where Soldier Boy gets introduced. That stuff was really cool. But one thing I hope that doesn't happen is that each season we get introduced to a person that's just like, oh, hey, let's go find this person. They're really important to the story, and we learn about this one superhero in the past who was important. It happened with Stormfront in season two, and it happened with Soldier Boy in season three. And while Soldier Boy was mentioned in season three, it's just like it's kind of a pattern of like we're chasing after this one superhero who's important, whether they're a good or bad guy, and we use them, or we try to expose them, and it's just like I hope that doesn't happen in season four, because it's like, dang, bro, if Soldier Boy couldn't defeat Homelander, then what are you gonna do? You know, you have the Compound V, you have the Temporary V, you have all that stuff, but I just hope we don't go chasing around a superhero again, because it's like I hope it doesn't become a reoccurring pattern to the point where it's just it's like you have better versions of it, and then you have a season four version of it that is just like, come on, man, why are we doing this again? I hope that doesn't happen, but that that's me more like just nitpicking it. So I don't know. If I sound crazy, you know, just let me know in the comments. But season three for me was definitely better in the second half. Season three in the beginning was alright, but season three at the end was crazy, especially with Soldier Boy. I really liked him. I liked his voice actor a lot. His voice was crazy. I did not expect Soldier Boy's voice actor to have such a deep voice. It's actually nutty. But just having Soldier Boy there with Huey and Butcher was crazy. It was awesome. I enjoyed that stuff for sure. And then seeing him kill just his whole team, I was like, man, wow. I also forget how much energy it takes for me to talk in these videos. It's nutty. But you have, well, what do you have? Actually, yeah, what do you have? I don't even know. But just how Butcher and Huey leaving the boys for a temporary time, and seeing how everybody's turning against Butcher except for Huey. It's interesting because in season one and two they respected Butcher a lot. Sometimes even feared him. But now, when you're seeing more of the darker side from him, it's like, yo, we don't have to take this anymore. We can leave the boys, and we can leave you alone. And when they do, when it's Starlight, MM, Frenchie, and Kimiko, it's like, dang, they really can leave you and just let you be a man chasing ghosts of the past. It's like, that's crazy. So seeing how that affected the group was interesting. I won't even lie. Like, it was a good dichotomy, or not dichotomy. It was a good fracture in the group for sure, compared to season two when it was just Huey and Butcher having their problems. Where I didn't like it as much, but that was more being biased than it was an actual like complaint. But overall, like this season was, it had a lot of good stuff in it, but I didn't feel like it matched up to the first and second season the way that I would have liked. Again, but it doesn't mean that it was bad at all. It's an 8.5 for sure. I genuinely enjoyed this season when it was great. But when it wasn't great, I thought it was like a 6, honestly. But when it was great, like episode 8, that ending and just the entire episode period, fighting Soldier Boy, all that stuff. And then season 7 as well, or not 7, or season, episode 7. Episode 6 was interesting because it was Hero Gasm, but wow, that episode was weird as well. Yeah, episode 1 is that one was interesting because of just termite in that whole situation. That one was wild. This show can even in its later seasons can still get pretty wild, which is crazy to think about because we haven't seen that in a long time. But it's I just can't wait for season 4. I'm caught up. I've enjoyed it. I might make a Invincible and Boys thing. And again, it's premature, or not again, but it's premature because Invincible season 2 hasn't come out, and The Boys hasn't finished, and then the comics are different entirely. So I can't compare them, but I do want to talk about them at some point. So I don't know. I definitely have to see what I'm gonna do with that. But if I have to give this season a rating again, it's an 8.5. I like the music because the music is always fire in this show. You have the CGI, which is crazy. It's not the best that you'll see, like it's not Avatar level, but for what they have, it's pretty good. Generally pretty good. The gore is insane. And you have the character development. I thought the character development was great. Fighting, not a lot of it, but when it was there, it was really cool. Except for like the Maeve fight against Homelander. That one was weird looking. I don't know. Someone was wrong about that one for me. But it all rounds up to an 8.5. I was gonna give it an 8. In the first half of the season, I was gonna give it a 7, but it rounded out in the end. So I'm gonna end it here for now. Thank you all for watching. Hope y'all enjoy, and I'll check you out in the next video. This has been Infamous Isaac, and I'll see you all later. Peace.